Hi, and welcome to 10 in 10, LinkedIn live chat sessions with storytellers from the soon to be published book from Thrive with Mentoring. I'm Lalita Vaidyanathan, co editor of the book, and I'm very happy to have my next conversation in this series with Julie Smith, our star mentor from London cohort and a very inspiring storyteller. Julie, would you like to share something about yourself?
Well, thank you very much for having me today. Hello to everybody who's listening. I'm very proud to be part of the Thrive community and a mentor from the London cohort. And I'm a trainer, a facilitator. I also run a mentoring practice, and I'm a change manager as well. And all part of a business that I set up a few years ago, which is part of my story today about taking that leap from being an employee to being your own business and what is involved in doing that. And it's a real privilege to be talking to you today.
Oh, that's lovely. That was one of the things which really stood out for me in your story, Julie. The fact that you took that leap. You, of course, you took you made some very well informed decisions. You probably spoke to a lot of mentors, to other people, and you surveyed the market, etc. You did your groundwork, homework, but then you took that leap, and that takes a lot of courage to leave aside a corporate job and get into something completely new. Takes a lot of courage.
It does, because all of us have got an element of fear in that
Yeah,
rules our life, and
yeah,
that depth of fear can vary between each individual. But I also, as I took this leap and made this significant change in my life, the one thing that I learned out of it was preparation and planning, but also that the biggest thing was the change in the mindset.
right.
When you're an employee, it's very easy, and my own personal journey with being an employee was finding over time I was becoming conditioned, and
Right.
I was losing a growth mindset. And I'm naturally a curious person, so I wanted to get back to having a curious, mindset, a growth mindset, and to be open to new opportunities. So I would, actively encourage people to reflect on where they are in their life, and are they happy, and do they want to make a change? And if so, part of that is changing your mindset.
That's very true. That's very right, Julie, because we all slip into this comfort zone. It's very, very easy to get into that comfort zone and just carry on life as it is, day on day. And then you realize that the world has kind of overtaken you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So here's a round of applause to you for that, taking
Oh,
that
thank
brave
you.
step.
Thank you very much.
Taking that
Thank
brave
you.
step.
That
Yeah.
I appreciate. Thank you. That's very kind.
After that lovely introduction from Julie, we're going to be moving on to queries around the story she has written about the book and her opinion about Thrive and what makes Thrive. So, shall we start?
Let's go for it.
Okay. Julie, one word to summarize your story.
Purposeful.
Yeah, very true. I would say that after reading and editing the story, yes. I would also think lots of courage in it.
Oh, thank you.
What motivated you to write the story?
I'm keen for people to understand the art of the possible. And I think it's important for people to read different stories, different perspectives, and different experiences. And I'm hoping that, if one person or more than one person gets some inspiration to go, actually, I do want to make a change, I do want to do something different in my life, that it is possible. And here is how somebody did it. And also to be encouraging people not to be stuck by fear or stuck by timing. I
Very
think,
true.
one of the things that I'm conscious of sharing with people is, you're not walking around this world with a clock following you saying you have to have done a certain thing by a certain time. We can all make changes and grow at any point in our whole life. It doesn't, we don't have to do certain things in a certain time. So, your journey, your life, your career is all within the timing that you determine, not
Yeah,
everybody
very true.
else.
Yeah, that's very encouraging, Julie, because a lot of people, I think, are, get stuck in that mindset that, I'm too old for this, or it's too late for this, rather,
Yeah.
Um, I think,
Yeah, too late or too young, or I haven't had enough of X, Y, and Z. And
yeah,
it's just encouraging people to go, actually, let me just stop and spend some time seeing what is the art of the possible and what could I
right.
do.
That's a nice way of putting it. Okay, moving on to the next query. Um, so, what did you feel, or what did you go through while writing your story?
I found it really cathartic to write the story because it enabled me to reflect back on the journey, and also to be able to think through the process that I went through to on that journey of, a lifetime of being an employee to going, right, I'm going to set up my own business and go out on my own. And
Right.
then how that led me to deliver on my purpose, which is all about helping people. So writing that journey just kind of validated and was a cathartic exercise to go, yeah, I did achieve what I set out to do. And it was great to be able to put pen to paper.
Okay, that's great. So, what would you say is the best part of your story?
The theme around the time and not putting pressure on yourself. I it's very easy, especially with the dominance of social media, to be looking at all of these images and stories and experiences that people are having and going, well, I haven't done that, and I'm not
Yeah,
where I thought I would be. And, comparison really is the thief of joy, as they say.
yeah,
And the whole concept of time and is, take control of how you feel, take control of how you're reacting to things, and take control of your career and your journey, and do it in the time frame that suits you and is going to get the best out of you. And try to block out this whole comparing to what everyone else is doing, or any kind of cultural stereotypes that come along and say you should be doing something by a certain
by
period of
this
time.
age. Yeah,
So it's just encouraging people to just, take that time for yourself to think about, okay, what's best for me, and how can I make it happen, and what's going to make me happy. and
absolutely.
and that's do it in a way that's going to help you the most, and block out all of the sort of common negativity that's around us.
Yeah, there's a lot of societal pressure, especially, like you said, through social media. You're always looking at what the other person has done, and their
Mm.
lives seem so glorious. Their lives are painted so beautifully. But God knows, those must be just posed. Who
Yeah,
knows?
we don't know what's happening behind the scenes,
Yeah,
and therefore we
absolutely.
don't have the facts and the figures. So therefore you're making all these assumptions. And what we need to encourage people to do is don't make the assumptions. Just focus on your life and how you can make it the best, and you can be the best that you are.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely.
I love the heart emoji. That's fabulous.
Yeah, so, thanks. Um, Moving on to queries about yourself, Julie. What would you say is your superpower?
Superpower would be collaboration. So I believe that, I can really help people join the dots, and it's connecting both people and information. That would be my superpower. Cutting through complexity and making things simple to then help people connect between themselves, but also connect to key information,
That's
and,
great. I
and,
think that,
and really fostering collaboration.
right. That would have really worked for your mentoring relationship with Natalia, I'm sure. because
Yeah, and yeah, very much so.
yeah, it's such a collaborative effort, mentoring.
It is.
And
It's really something that Natalia got something out of it, but so did I. And we both found
yeah,
it so mutually beneficial. And it's also a dual learning experience. It wasn't about
right.
me being the allegedly older, wiser person mentoring her. It's I learnt along the way. And actually that's one of the fabulous things I found in any mentor mentee relationship is the dual learning experience.
Yeah, that's one thing that stood out in your story, Julie. When I read your story, I saw that you had said it, in a couple of places, that it was both of you learned from her.
Mm,
And that's a very again a brave statement to make for a mentor, because it's usually the mentor is always in a on a pedestal out there, and we are supposed to uh, shine the share the knowledge
yeah,
from
yeah.
our side. But then when you've also received, when you've taken from the other person, it's great that you've pointed that out in your story. I must say that's great, and that deserves your favorite emoji.
Applause.
Yeah. So the theme of our book is unstoppable, as you know. So what makes you as a storyteller and as a person unstoppable?
Determination,
Okay.
and intent. My fundamental and foundational intent is to help people. And
Okay.
this is, and you combine that with the determination. This is why I love being a mentor, because I'm determined that I can help that person and they can help me, and that the ultimate outcome is a positive outcome, and that we've both grown, and that we've been on a journey of growth and success. So in terms of the unstoppable theme, it would be determination and positive intent.
Great. I think determination also plays out in the fact that you switched careers. I mean, you switched your background rather, moving from a corporate career onto your own. That takes determination apart from courage.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It certainly does.
Yeah. Moving on to queries on Thrive. What would you say Thrive stands for? Maybe in one word.
Ooh, I don't know that I can answer that one in one word.
Okay, make it two words, three words.
It would be about, for me, it's recognizing and supporting brilliance in a
Okay,
community of fabulous women. So
great.
my one word would be brilliance, but it really is
Right.
about fostering and nurturing and encouraging that brilliance with these amazing women who all have fantastic stories to tell.
Yes, they do. And they're all there in that book for us to read. If you were to mentor your younger self, what would your message be?
My message would be to, when you're younger, you're go, 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 usually at 100 miles an hour, and you sometimes forget to stop and see what's happening with yourself and around the world, and what's happening in life. I would be encouraging my younger self to just stop, reflect, and take the time to process what's happening in life, but also challenge myself on assumptions, and challenge myself to do better and learn. I think learning is probably a key thing, uh, that I would be encouraging myself to maintain this curiosity and this desire for continual learning, but not to let it drop as a priority, to always keep it as a priority.
Great. And also not lose sight of serendipity,
Yes, exactly.
if I may add that.
Yes, which is
That's for
such a
your that's for your
beautiful
lovely
word.
answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that kind of wraps up our show, our conversation. Unless you'd like to add something more, Julie.
Just to say thank you. As I said, it's a real privilege to be part of the Thrive community and have moments like this. I would encourage everybody to read the book, because the stories that people have shared, and the stories that people have to tell, you will get something out of it. and you will be inspired, and you will, be encouraged and be excited to go and do certain things in your life. And I have absolute faith that people will really enjoy the read, and also, encourage people to be part of this wonderful Thrive community, because it's a real blessing, with the information, the people, the friendships that are formed, and just
Yes,
that sense of community and support. It's a wonderful experience.
absolutely. And the opportunities it brings,
Yes,
like,
exactly.
for instance, I'm here chatting with you. It's an amazing opportunity. This would not have happened without Thrive.
Yes, exactly. And it's been great working with you on this book as well. Thank you for all your hard work on that.
Welcome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed your story and all the other stories. And speaking of which, I would request all our viewers to pre-order their copy of the book. You'll get it at the awards ceremony if you do pre-order it. And if you buy the tickets for the awards at full price, you're going to get 2 copies of the book complimentary. So that's good news there. And apart from that, I request all our viewers to join in our fundraising campaign, where we are going to be. We need support. We need your support to help to market and to publish this book and put it there on the bookshelf, so more and more women read it and get inspired by stories like what Julie has written.
I,
Thank you so
I
much, Julie.
wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. It was wonderful to have you here.